Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is 10:47 on Friday evening, Eid. And before I go any further, let me again say Eid Mubarak to the Muslim community of Trinidad and Tobago and anywhere else in the world that follows my live videos. I know it's late, but tomorrow is such a big and auspicious day in the Progressive Empowerment Party that I had to do this video tonight, no matter what time it was. So I'm going to see who we could get as a turnout now while we're waiting. While we're sharing it. Yes. What if you wait all year? You wait all year. To mash up the place. To mash up the place. You wait all year. To mash up the place. Spread your hands and let go. Spread your hand in the air. Share it. Spread your hands and let go. Hand in the air. Why? Gonna be do it again. Gonna be move it again. Gonna be jump and spread out behind and spread like the mountain. Yeah. Throw your chest away. Gonna be do it again. Gonna be move it again. Gonna be wave. Mash up, jump and mash up the place and make the head to play the boots. On time, we hustle on the grind. We working at 9 to 5, trying to stay alive. From Monday and Tuesday, it's weekend for break way. When you wake on yes, to mash up the place, spread your hands and let go. Spread your hand in the air, everybody, spread your hands and let go. Hand in the air, share it up, share it up. Do your thing, spread your wings. So we ain't see who's outside. Spread your wings, do your thing, do your thing. Spread your wings, do your thing. I say it's about time to drop it on the white line, all in the night time until the sunshine. From Sunday to Sunday, set the all day. If you don't tell me when, so much of the place, spread your hands and let go. Spread your hand in the air, everybody, spread your hands and let go. Hand in the air, whoa, hey. Gonna be do it again. Gonna be move it again. Jump and spread out your hand and move like you're back then, yeah. Throw your stress away. Throw your stress away. Okay. Do it again. Gonna be move it again. Jump and spread out your hand and move like you're back then, yeah. Throw your stress away. Throw your stress away. On time, we hustling on the grind. We working at 9 to 5, trying to stay alive. From Monday and Tuesday, it's weekend for break way. When you wait all year, to mash up the place, spread your hands and let go. Spread your hand in the air, everybody, spread your hands and let go. Hand in the air, whoa, yeah. Gonna be do it again. Gonna be move it again. Gonna be jump up, spread out the hand and spread like the mountain, yeah. Throw your stress away. Throw your stress away. Gonna be Let me do it again tonight. The name of this video tonight is A Real Nation. It's a Friday night. So why not a Friday night line? Because this is not a normal Friday night. This is a Friday night where my WhatsApp blowing up with audios of some guy telling a next guy named Chris, I'm assuming it's a guy that Rasta City and Muslims want to kill one another and it's gun for so and he see it and it's war and it's all this bullshit and everybody passing it on to me and each other, I assume, in a panic. Why? Because this is not a real nation. In a real nation, Minister of National Security or his PR people would have put out a release calming the nation, the government, the security forces, law enforcement are on top of everything. But not in this country, because this is not a real nation. Trinidad and Tobago cannot be a real nation and we ain't fired Dylan yet. In a real nation, Dylan would have been fired. Dillon would have been fired a long time ago. Dillon only get away to still be Minister of National Security. He and his two sidekicks. You don't know who, I don't know who, it doesn't matter. Some of them drawing 2 ministerial salaries just to sit down there and warm bench. Because it's not a real nation. Because you look to the right and you see Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and you remember that Kamla Persad-Bissessar had the largest cabinet in the entire civilized world. Kamla Persad-Bissessar made a mockery of the privilege afforded to the Prime Minister to make ministries, and she made the Ministry of Silly Walks, Ministry of the People. The minister didn't know what the ass that ministry was, and they didn't care. Money was flowing. You hear what Marshall sing it? Marshall sing it, we have money to spend. I hear with my friend and them. That's how the People's Partnership run. That's how they run. And Rowley, you can't. Where you see, in a country that thinks, in a country that has allowed itself to be fooled into thinking that Kamla and Rowley, PNM and UNC is the only choices, will balance them one against the other and say, this one is cancer, but this one is heart attack, and I'm going to take a heart attack because cancer, I'm going to take that the next time. And we bullshit ourselves that way. But in a real nation, Rowley wouldn't be Prime Minister. In a real nation, that couldn't happen. In a real nation where the people of the country had respect for themselves, that couldn't happen. I walked through Belmont today, partner. I walked through Belmont East today. I wish you could have fired me now. I wish I had a public post that what I'm about to say, you could have fired me now. But black people in Trinidad and Tobago have no self-respect at all. You have none. 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 Black people in this country eating shit from the PNM and saying, more please, massa. I can't believe the third wealthiest nation in the Western Hemisphere, one of the wealthiest countries in the world, people living like that in Belmont. I cannot believe that. Belmont is one of the oldest communities in Trinidad and Tobago. I cannot believe on the outskirts of the capital, walking in the hills of Belmont, I am watching Napa, the Savannah, and all these edifices that manning that dirty, stinking gutter rat take all our money and spend out and pay 10 and 15 times so his friend and them could get rich. That nasty, dirty gutter whore. And I listened to his wife the other day talking about the health. And I'm thinking, boy, you know, these people find out they have no God. They find out they have no God because if I was God, I'd have strike Hazel Manning dead right where she was standing. Dead. A lightning bolt would have come out, and they'd just have ashes where Hazel was for being so nasty. Because you lied down with her, man. And you know what they was doing. You know what was done in this country. But as saying, forget them on top because they couldn't get there without us. They couldn't. How could we live in a Trinidad and Tobago that owns the things that Trinidad and Tobago earns? $60 billion or more. This is what we know. Somebody in the oil industry tell me, Philip, all his asses. Trinidad has earned 5 times what you all thought Trinidad earned. He said Erica Connell and them, some of them bitches in Trinidad and Tobago, they don't get their money in the treasury, you know. They just get their cut before. They just get their cut from before. They have second hand and third hand susu between BP, Amoco and British Gas and all of them and the Trinidad treasury, and them cutting before you get yours. So when the country gets 60 billion and 120 billion went so, it don't even reach all your treasury. And we continue to pretend that any of this is right or normal. Somebody tell me today, all you brave walking in somebody's streets, all you walk in Belmont, all you lucky it was daylight and Eid. How could we be so lawless? Such a criminal paradise. Our people reduced to killing one another. Like if it's normal sport. And other people, I just come from outside, everywhere packed. Raise your hand in the air and wind down low if you're still alive. To the average black person in Trinidad and Tobago win a lotto or get a green card. That is it. That is it. Don't take your children and put them in Eric Williams secondary school system, because that's just wasting the most important time in them children's life. They may learning nothing there. They're learning how to fight. They're learning how to make porn videos with a handheld device. But they're not coming out of there with an education. Morgan Job said it was a certification mill. You coming out and graduating with a certificate, functionally illiterate. Don't put your children in Eric Williams Secondary School. You're wasting time. Wasting time to black people in Trinidad and Tobago. And it is because of the PNM. Now, I'm not excusing the UNC. But the UNC see what the PNM do black people. So they say, well, if all you could do that to all your own people, we could do it too. Listen, listen. To the Uncle Toms, who's want to tell me about the small islanders in Beetham is who we see in Poor. Watch me. Slowly freaking rolling. Because it is small islanders in Abi Pujad. And it is small islanders in Big Yard. And it is small islanders in Scorpion. It is not small islanders in Cocorit, in Never Dirty, in Waterhole, in Bagatelle, in Patna, in River Estate, in Covine, in Rich Plain, in Mason, in Factory Road, in La Puerta. It is not small islanders in Morvan, Beetham, Laventille, and Silots. That is Trinidad born and bred black people suffering. Catching us. You ever went East Port of Spain recently? You ever went recently? There are black people attacking me for saying black people only deserve better. You ever went Sanganga? La Puerta meets Westmoreland through a street called Broome Street. And Broome Street empties out into San Diego Park and a place called Sanganga. Go and see how they live. Right there, behind St. Finbar's Church, the richest church in the Caribbean. St. Finbar's Church is taking so much money in collections, they had to put up electric fence. St. Finbar's Church, Westmoreland, is the richest church in the Caribbean. It's taking so much money. It has security guards when you enter in the church and electric fence. Right behind it, go and see Sanganga. Go and see how them people live. Go and see. Drive up past Broome Street into La Puerta. Drive to the top of La Puerta where you could see Port of Spain and you could see Westmoreland and look how those people live. Go into Belmont East, and go and see how those people are living. Right there. Right, you could pelt a stone from town and hit Belmont. Go and see how they live. I'm standing on the hill. I'm watching Hilton. We spent under Manning twice the price of the original Hilton to renovate Hilton. That's what we did. Twice the price that it would have taken to build 2 new Hilton, Manning spent to renovate Hilton. We don't talk about this. We don't talk about the fact that the Hyatt on the waterfront is the most expensive to build Hyatt in the entire world. $700,000 per room. We will never get that money back. Never. Especially as it's a government stunt house. When Manning was there, Manning had rooms. When Kamla was there, Munilal had rooms. Now that Rowley there, well, all of them must be have rooms. Because Rowley girlfriend, the little pretty face thing that Rowley set up in Geneva, set she up nice. She just get $25 million from the treasury. For what? God alone knows. What property could Trinidad own in Switzerland that we could spend $25 million to renovate? Jesus Christ. If you spend, you can't spend $25 million to renovate Long Circular Mall. What do we own in Geneva? What? What do we own in Geneva? Daniel Jackson, stop posting on the thread in capital letters, please. That is the Facebook equivalent of shouting. And it doesn't help the cause. Come back to the point. How do the people who vote time and again for the PNN see these things happen? How do they see it happen and not think that they deserve something? How? How could the people of Belmont not think that the $600 million you spent building Napa, if you had spent it in Belmont, those people would be living like kings and queens? What did they do to the black people in Trinidad and Tobago that made black people think they're not deserving of nothing? What did they do? What did they do? How did they do it? What over? What? Because you had to see what the conditions that these people live in. I see a house that burned down. Trees growing through the burned out house. So it burned down yesterday. And they don't even have a city corporation to pass and say, take down this structure or we will take it down and build you. So the neighbors, right wrong, had to deal with a burnt out hulk of a house with animals and mosquitoes as their neighbors. And they have nothing. Now they have a local government election on the 16th of July to elect somebody to ignore you, to line up and vote for somebody to ignore you, to do nothing for you. Trinidadians say to me, incredibly, they say shit to me that they don't understand, that I look at the world from a first world perspective. I know what is possible. And they tell me, you know, we will settle for water 2 days a week. How could that be an answer? If I could give you water 2 days a week, I could give you water 24/7. It means that it is capable to deliver the water. So the issue is the source of water. And if we get 10 times the rainfall every year that we need, forget the fact that we are an island, or that we have multiples of aquifers 50 million years old jammed to the gills with water. Forget that. Forget all of that. We get 10 times the rainfall we need every year. There are things called hydrothermic water makers that you could put in the sea where the tides, listen to me, the tides of the ocean, the currents in the water, powers this blasted thing, desalinating water and pumping fresh water out of the sea to you. You don't even have to put a man and a dog to guard it. We spend billions of dollars on WASA and public utilities in this country. Under Kamala, there was actually a minister of water and water courses, a minister of public utilities, and a local government, you know. All of them had responsibility, ostensibly, supposedly, paid to get water to you. Nobody had water. Ganga Singh talking water for all since the first time Ganga trip and fall into Pandela. And Ganga and friends become multi-millionaires. And all you're still in your water. A fellow named Emru Millet came to Trinidad under Eric Williams and set up a company called Buy Water. He made millions. You still ain't get water yet. We run enough pipe in this country. Carlos John in the pipe import business now, plus we manufacturing pipe. We run enough pipe in this country to run pipe around the earth 2.5 times. And we still can't get water to our people, boy. They have a place in Cocorite, ironically named Waterhole, that never gets water. Never. But it's only black people that live in Cocorite. Bayside Towers is technically in Kokori, but it's tiptoeing. They get water. Bayside Towers gets water. Because you could sell one penthouse in Sabga Bayside Towers and buy the whole of water whole across the road. Explain them kind of arithmetics to me. Because if it's location, 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 and you're still in Kokorit, what changed? But stick up in. Leave the confusion for the confused. My question remains to Trinidad and Tobago, because I have to be the most incredulous jackass. There's a guy named Rafael Pantera who is an out-and-out PNM sycophant. Rafael Pantera. Rafael Pantera is one of those recurring diseases like the herpes virus that hangs around a group called the TV6 News. Now we share to multiples of groups, and one of the groups we share to is the TV6 News. Now I only remember Rafael Pantera because every time there is a holiday, and a holy or a high holiday, Christmas, Eid, Diwali, I go through the block list and I free the trolls and I let them back out. I open the door. It's a religious day and I'm saying, you've not seen me for the past couple of months. You've been on block. You've seen other people talk to me. You hear other people talk about me and the things that we're doing, but you can't see me. So at some point, a day dawns when all of a sudden, all of my public posts appear in your feed. Rafael Pantera immediately jumps and starts to cuss me on the first thread he finds. Cuss, stink, nasty, dirty, stink stuff. All kind of nastiness. And I had to tell him today, I say, they have a couple people on my block list that will never get undone. Fellas like Inshan, Ishmael, Trinity Smalls, all these are fake profiles. I even let out Wazim Daniel 2 profiles today, Inshan boyfriend. But I tell Rafael Pantera today, Facebook says after I unblock somebody, I have to wait 48 hours to block them again. I told him today, I say everything you need to say, brother. Get out your sister. Get out your sister. Because in 48 hours you'll be blocked for good. Life sentence. And you will hear about me and you will see things that you can't comment on going forward. I cannot believe that this and that is what I do with my life. I could have that. I cannot believe that we are here and it is so hard. I feel like the Titanic has sunk and we row out in an orange lifeboat. I'm trying to help people. No, you're here too straight. No, you wasn't the COP. I swear to you that that's how it feels. You can't pull these people out of the water. Somebody said you can't free fools from the chains they revere. I don't know. Harriet Tubman said I freed 1,000 slaves. I would have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. Today, 2 UNC sycophants on a thread on the Progressive Empowerment Party wall where like that we could block them. One command. And they are attacking the members and attacking me and attacking the party. Stink. And calling Kamala name. One of them, a fellow named Mohan Prasad, have a picture of the Hindu elephant god, that whole image, as his profile picture. And he is saying the nastiest things. And the PEP members saying to them, that said, let's go forward to this. And the PEP members not taking the bait, not taking the chain up, not fighting in kind. And I'm wondering, does Kamala know that this is what the UNC has been reduced to? The party that Pandey started that said it would liberate sugar workers and give them hope and opportunity. This is what it reached to. Arguing about splitting the votes. The media has found itself in a quandary. Because every time the media shares on social media a post about politics, it gets swamped with its own readers and its own followers asking, what about the Progressive Empowerment Party? The media has now opened itself to pure ridicule. Pure ridicule, because everybody on social media at least knows about the Progressive Empowerment Party. Now, there will be people in Trinidad and Tobago with 17 months old. So when people say, I talk to some people and they ain't know about all that. There are people who still ain't know about Greece is the word and gunmouth pants. Things take long to get into some communities. But on social media, nobody doesn't know about the PEP. Dilward Braffett found himself in, I think it was Guam, and bounced up two, not just Trinidadians, two peppers. Ask Dilward to tell you that. We are fighting what feels like an unholy war. Tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, we are holding a mass public rally at Pigot's Corner in Belmont. Now, we went there for a reason. We want everybody to see the PNM, its supporters, and the people who sit on the fence, that we have no fear for the PNM. None whatsoever. And I crave an opportunity to debate Keith Rowley and Kamala Persad-Bissessar. And I want to tell you something. The day they agree to a debate with me will be the day we annihilate politically the PNM and the UNC. Because neither of those two parties can defend their track record or their stewardship of the country. Because I want both of them to answer me one question. Just one. What is the definition of government? What? What is the reason for government? What? What is the purpose? Why would a nation need a government? Why? What is its function? What is government's function? Tell the people that. And it's either you don't know, which I had to blame that PNM education for. Because if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, and you have deliberately made life hard for the people, not just the country, you know. Fire truck the rest away. But that means that you are so conniving and deceitful that you've actually made life deliberately hard for the people who put their faith and trust in you and went out and support you and by their vote give you a job. By their vote put food on your plate. By their vote feed your family and you taking food out their children's mouth. Oh, you stink and dirty. The PNM and the UNC cannot defend their track record. There is nobody in any version of the PNM could defend the condition of Belmont. Nobody. And stop treating black people like they're stupid. They're not stupid. They're poor. They know better. They know they deserve better. They're trapped and they're frightened because they're watching a Calcutta ship and a slave ship and they're seeing them two ships and they don't know what to do. And they're afraid to trust. It's like a woman who come out of one relationship of cuff and kick only to find herself in a next relationship of cuff and kick. She ain't trusting no man after that. Because as far as she's concerned, all man does cuff and kick. It's hard for the Progressive Empowerment Party to plant a seed of hope in some people's minds. Some people are so broken in their minds and mistrustful. After Stephen Cadiz, that son of a bitch, fellas like him and Vassan Bharat, who misuse, abuse, stand up on people's head and piss in the plate. Stephen Cadiz, who dragged Keith Noel 136 corpse all through Port of Spain, only to get his ass in government and fatten his ass on cabinet food and cabinet wine and to hell with Keith Noel. So it's hard for the Progressive Empowerment Party to tell people, trust we. Because they trust PNM, they trust UNC, they trust Congress and the people, they trust fellas like Stephen Cadiz and Bassad Bart. And it's cough and kick and cough and kick. So I know, you think I doesn't want to cuss where people ask? If I keep releasing jackasses like Rafael Pantera from the block list, it's because I have a heart for people. And I keep thinking at some point, this clown will get it. At some point, I was hoping people like him would say, there is not enough pieces of silver for you to give me to betray Christ anymore. We've seen that dog and pony show. We have a guy singing with a beautiful voice, playing a guitar in movie town with a box for money. Now there's so many things wrong with that. It seems first world. Put them in the subway, let's pretend that this is normal, but it's not in Trinidad. Because this is not a real nation. You can't fill that box with money that boy could get a life. There's no amount of money could go in that box, could pay rent and buy food. So he's singing and strumming for the joy of singing and strumming, because there's nothing you could give him. I went to buy ice cream tonight with somebody who told me about this place, and I'll tell you all, I'll get them a free ad. They have this little place right across the road from O'Connor Street on Robert Street, Warren Street, which becomes Robert Street, that sells something called roll-up ice cream. It's an interesting, a little expensive, but it's an interesting outing because they literally make the ice cream in front of you and it's a nice outing. The person who told me about it went with me tonight and said, a month ago when I came here, there were 4 Trinidadians serving me because there were 4 Venezuelans working there tonight. Not only is life hard in Trinidad for Trinidadians, life's so much harder for Venezuelans that Venezuelans will come here and take Trini hardship and say, I deal with that. 5 and 6 Veni living in a 1 room, 1 bed and alternating when who's sleeping. So they're stretching it. They're stretching it. Not no ways. They're eating snout to tail when they buy anything. Not no ways. They're not sustainable. And we can't continue, but the 1% don't care who frying the fries and who frying the chicken. The 1% don't care who in the line buying the KFC. But the truth of the matter is this. Our country, our people, they own it. They own Trinidad and Tobago. But how to get them to understand that? What do I tell Enterprise in Chaguanas? That you deserve better. The police officers, the law-abiding police officers understand that the system that they are in is broken and corrupt. But there's nobody for them to turn to because this is not a real nation. You're living in a country where the people who have oversight and authority are themselves corrupt. So there's nobody for people in a system to turn to. So your choices are get out or get corrupt. That's where they are. And that's why the Progressive Empowerment Party cannot touch a single former politician. Philip, they should join up with Michaela. No. Because Michaela brings Pandey. And Michaela brings the UNC. And Michaela brings other people that I have nothing to do with. At Michaela's launch, they had people like Carlos John and Ganga Singh and even Selby Wilson, who's allowing himself to be ridden like a donkey in the sunset of his years. Now, Selby Wilson is a guy that I have the greatest respect for because I think that it was Selby Wilson and Mrs. Robinson, A.N.R. Robinson's wife, who was a brilliant, brilliant economist. And it is the two of them, not Wendell Motley, not Brian Quaitong, not Winston Dukaran, none of them. It was Selby Wilson and Mrs. Robinson that kept Trinidad and Tobago from the IMF when Eric Williams and his band of bandits had thief out everything from Trinidad and Tobago. It is Selby Wilson under the NAR that turned this country around and saved us from the clutches of the International Monetary Fund. Because understand this, that's like a whirlpool. Once you get in, you have no getting out. It's like a black hole. Nothing leaves. Nothing no escape a black hole. Not even light. Not sound. A black hole is dense and void. The IMF is like that. When the IMF get their clutches on a country, lights out. And thank you, Selby. And maybe, I don't know, maybe in the sunset of your years, you just want to eat fancy hors d'oeuvres and hug up and dance with whoever willing to hug up and dance with you. So maybe you should be doing that. I don't know. Who is it for me to judge? But my problem is knowing how we are, how unwilling we are to logically deduce. We don't want to critically think. It's easier to escape Trinidad and Tobago than to take on our responsibility as people. We waited on somebody to fire the Chief Justice. We don't know whose job it is. It's ours. We waited on somebody to fire the Prime Minister and the opposition leader. We don't know who work it is. It's ours. But they've divided us into a game. The game is called, one of these things is not like the others. So we have Afro-Trinidadians and Indo-Trinidadians, the only nation in the world where those two historic races have a conflict. Everywhere else, Africans and Indians live in harmony. I'm never tired of telling Trinidadians that the Mahatma Mohandas Gandhi, his first struggle, his first human rights activism was in South Africa against apartheid. Long before he reached India to fight the British Empire. Long before. One of these things don't belong. Separate Muslim and Hindu. Separate Muslim and Rasta. All of a sudden, this dot get gangs. Just so. One day, gangs. I hear them talking about gangs. Gangs of what? How we get gangs? Was there a memo? Was there we're hiring? Would you like to join our gang? Was it published? I never saw it. And just so, boom, people talking about gangs, and I'm thinking, the country's small. It's real small. Hard to hide a whole gang. It's hard to hide a gang. The show Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. It was a true story. It was about the greatest forger who ever lived in America, evading the FBI, and the FBI agent who trailed him for a decade until he made the mistake of showing his face. And Tom Hanks was able to say, it's over for him now. It's just time. We've seen his face. Can't hide anymore. Trinidad is so incredibly small. You cannot hide. You see, the Ministry of National Security could employ what I would like to call the drone corps. Let's hire about 10 young boys, nothing to do, and get them first world drones and the game console and tell them, your job is to continuously video record this quadrant from the sky. Night vision, heat vision, infrared vision. So we're doing ground penetration. You just cover that quadrant. Anything that don't fit the official map, raise an alarm. Let us know. Red flag it. There is something going on here that looks like people training. You can't have a gang and people just show up and say, we's a gang. Gang had a train. Gang had a mission. Gang had a work. There is something that is employed in New York City called Shot Spotter. This is 30-year-old technology now, and they wanted to give it to Trinidad and Tobago. But this is not a real nation. We don't want to end crime here. We say we do, but we're lying. Because what shot spotter is, if a gun goes off in a certain radius, it identifies type and it triangulates location within meters so that police could look and obtain firearms in a certain area. But we don't want those things. We've been shown how to proactively police, shut down the police stations, open police command centers, put the police in mobile command units, put the police walking in dense urban environments, give them support, dashboard cams, body cams, radio control and backup. We know. We spent under Manning $500 million putting in cameras that don't work. They don't work. Now in a real nation, the people would have fired whichever government was in office. When Rowley grounded the airplanes that Kamala bought, we should fire both. But this is not a real nation. In this nation, there are a handful of people who are willing to play blame game. Blame Kamala, Rowley grounded. When Kamala come back, she will put the helicopters in the sky. Kamala didn't finish Taruba, Rowley finished it, but Rowley shut down the Couva Hospital. When Kamala come back, she will finish that. But it's not their money they're playing with. It's not their money. It's yours, it's mine, it's ours. And the condition of Belmont and Barataria, where we going next week. And I'm sorry I didn't videotape that walkabout today. My phone was dead. My phone was dead. I cannot believe that the PNM does that to its supporters. I can't believe. I don't know how these fellas sleep at night. I really don't know. They have to be heartless. Maybe I'm stupid and have too much compassion, too much empathy for people. But I don't know, because you had to see it at some point. You had to go in there. Belmont takes you into Laventille. Laventille is the window, named because of the breezes that hits Laventille Hill. Laventille is actually the best real estate in Trinidad and Tobago. Goodwood Park View have nothing on Laventille. Nothing. Go and see all those people living. The rest of us in denial. Philip, what shit you're talking? Fix what? Can't fix. Trinidad is bigger than the earth. Trinidad is bigger than the earth. And if we have 16 billion, our problems will cost $1 trillion. Trinidad can't fix. And we don't speak the same language. And none of us know how to write. And what is this newfangled thing you're talking about, technology? It can't fix, Phil. There are people who prefer to spread rumors, to defame me and scandalize my name, rather than to sit down and look just at what we say, that you're entitled to this. Forget me. I keep saying, forget me. Don't vote for me. But take this information back to your party. Belmont East, go to the PNM and ask them, how is this community so? If you could have spent $600 million on one property, Napa, you spend $1.2 billion to build Napa, Sapa, Tapa, all three shut down. No? Well, you're mad. And people living like this, barely hanging on, don't know when they get in water, had to walk a mile and a half to get rid of their own garbage. The car can't reach in front of the house. You've done nothing for the community of any kind, of any nature. When you go into first world countries and you see infrastructure that gives the people the chance to develop themselves, we marvel at the infrastructure like it is rocket science or some kind of magic. It's not. It's called invest in your people. That is the purpose of government. Government's job is to develop the latent talents of its own people. Those talents become saleable assets. When you raise hustlers into tradesmen, you just took the billable hours from cents to dollars. You just created an environment of functional financial accountability where everybody has hope and opportunity, where you could remove from the equation social development funding, because you don't need that anymore. The people are standing up. If you had a nation where the people could take care of themselves and have a job and means to which to raise their family or to pursue whatever is their pleasure, you don't need the $9 billion we're spending on national security every year, because people wouldn't put themselves in trouble. But this is not a real nation. We spend 3 times as much as we need to spend on national security to have actual functional national security, and still don't have functional national security. So we lose all hope. And the people don't know who to turn to say, this wrong. This ain't adding up. It is not rocket science to shut down the justice on time contract with Amalgamated Security. Shut it down for 1 month's payment to move the prisoners back and forth. We could build magistrates' courts outside all of the jails, adjacent to the jails, and literally move the magistrate to the court. Just move the magistrate. You don't need trucks and armed police and guards parting traffic. The magistrate could drive to work. This morning, in this court. Tomorrow, in that court. And the justice will be literally on time. And we will save hundreds of millions of dollars. But we've been saying that since Manning was in office. And Kamala carried it on, justice on time bullshit. And Keith Rowley doing it too. Because that's Michael Aboud. So Michael Aboud have to have this contract. So the sensible thing to do, to build the courts adjacent to the jail, you can't do that. As long as friends, family, and financiers of government need to eat. Because the justice on time contract is a manifestly dysfunctional and wasteful contract. And it should be terminated tonight. Because the same prisoners in the jail could build the courthouse for you. But we're playing smart with stupidness in this country. And there is nobody that we could turn to tonight and say that the government, that the entire system is making a mockery of the democracy. There's nobody. All we can do is build a new political vehicle and say, listen, all hands, get on deck. Let us fire the PNM and the UNC that this parasitic oligarchy is hiding behind. Let us end the racial divide. Let us end the tribalist nonsense. Let us make government again for its purpose. The well-being of the citizens is the function, reason, and purpose of government. Let us sit down as a nation and plan in order what is important to fix in this broken and damaged society. I hope that if we fix the infrastructure and the services, create hope and opportunity, jobs and the ability to own a home, that the people will pull themselves along. If not, we're going to have to also invest in some counseling on a national level. But this, all of this that we have here right now, all that is going on in this country, none of it is working. None of it. And if you sit down and hear this again tonight and find a way to defend it by bad talking me, or find a way to defend it by saying we jamming still, or we like it so, or everybody thief, or you can vote for orange go thief too because yellow thief and red thief, understand this. You are working against yourself. You have to at some point face up to your responsibility as citizens in a democracy. What you allow is what will continue. And just go and look at the conditions of the people in the poor communities, the middle class, This is coming to a community by you soon. Because you can't get finance, and you can't get security, and you can't get employees, and worse. If you're in the bakery business, we will allow the 1% Kiss Baking Company to come and stunt some sufferers outside your bakery rent-free, illegally vending, to drive you out of business. How about that? Understand, if you went to KFC tonight and you paid them $45 for the dinner box, and you open the box and you're supposed to get in that box a bread, a portion of fries, and 3 pieces of chicken, and you open it and it's 2 chicken and the fries missing, you're gonna make some noise. You're gonna make some noise, and that is our responsibility in this democracy. When you go into the public health hospital and there is nobody to attend to you, and they have no beds and they have no service with the $5 billion you spent, make some noise. Make some noise. I want to see the supervisor. Where's my chicken? Where's my fries? Where's my bed? Where's my doctor? Where's my nurse? Where's the bandages? Where is the medical public health that I have paid $5 billion for? I've spent $14 million for that today. Where is it? Where? Where? You've allowed them to break you. They've broken your family. They've trapped you in traffic. Needless traffic. Trinidad is a dot. Trinidad is a dot. We're not supposed to have any kind of traffic at all. It's designed deliberately to frustrate. You will raise your children, an entire generation, stuck in traffic, waiting for them to fool you and tell you the solution. The solution to this is a train. But the problem before was the train. They're playing with you. They're playing with you. And you're not seeing it. Because while you're fighting each other and me, they're running away with all the money. And there's only one politician in this country that you can be certain have the time, length, and inclination to go after all of these mocking pretenders to bring our money back. There are certain fellas that stunt on this country. I want to grab them by the scruff of the neck and drag them in a court. That's what I want. I want to drag some of them Rolls Royce driving, Ferrari stunting, pointy shoe, shiny suit bitches who have with money outside. I want to go with my forensic accountants. I want back every cent. I want interest. I want to auction your house, auction your car. There are people who want to hear that, but I want you to know that is where our money gone. I want Dubai skyline. I want a bridge, a physical bridge from Trinidad and Tobago, and I want to build it with bandit thief money. I want to build it with all our money that them 1% sons of bitches and all these contracts, the contractocracy, the oligarchy. I want all our money back, and I want to pay for that bridge to Tobago, cash where the money coming from, Trinidad money, it in all kind of people bank accounts. And I want Philip Alexander, give me the work. Give me the work, because I will rock this vampire system. Trust me when I tell you, they know. They know, talk coming at me, Philip. Certain people want to put money in the party, but they don't know how you will feel about that. Listen, we accept all, no strings attached. And don't feel if it is dirty money. And we come to you for you to face justice, that you will say back, you all your money. Stay far from freaking me. I want to shut the country down. I want to end the drug trade. I want the drug barons to defend the money laundering empire. Your own restaurant and bar. Nobody in the place, but the tickets say $100,000 in sales for the night. Defend that. Defend that. But you're not getting that from the PNM and the UNC, because just go ask Kamala. Go and ask Kamala why you didn't build the maritime security wall. Why not one of your 5 ministers of national security undertook it? Ask Kamala why your cabinet never discussed securing this nation's borders, but used crime as a means to enrich friends, family, and finances. Ask Rowley, in office 3 years now. You could bring 10 boats from the States. Tonight they will send it, because they want to stop the bullshit happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Trump watching we, you know. Trump watching we. They're training ISIS. He go drop a bomb in we and say, Trump watching we, you know. See what just went on with North Korea? All the bad, he bad. They know. You see all the ISIS and all the Al-Qaeda and all that bullshit done? They know what they're dealing with that orange hair son of a bitch. Trump is a madman, you know. Trump will wipe Saudi Arabia off the map clean. They know. Everybody backpedaling. We're not in that anymore. North Korea say we done. And this third world banana republic cesspool of a shithole training ISIS fighters. All you brave, all you good brave. Here I tell me all you good brave. Rowley, they'll come and pick you up, brother. Go and ask for Noriega. Ask for Saddam. All you playing. All you know the game, all you playing. Trinidad and Tobago was supposed to secure its borders decades ago. End the flow of criminality, human trafficking, illegal guns, and the narcotics trade. End it. This is a country where people have been exporting millions, hundreds of millions of dirty cocaine dollars into Trinidad and Tobago to launder in government contract. Inflated government contract. Follow the freaking money. This country is broken by deliberate design to facilitate high-level crime. And that's why they broke the police service. Because a real police service will lock up half the parliament already. Plenty of them would have questions to answer. And it is time to fix the police service. It is time to set up an on-contract international internal affairs division that keeps our police service squeaky clean. And we incentivize and motivate them. We make sure polygraph testing, drug testing, body cam. There's going to be, if you engage in wrongful prosecution, you will be terminated, you will lose your pension, don't play the ass, but we will make sure that police make money. I want to see my police, my law-abiding police driving BMW and Mercedes-Benz. I want to see my teachers who teaching all the children of the nation, this country, and setting them up for success. I want them driving Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Not overnight stunting senators who can't pronounce A and B. Not some jackass business people who, just before the government come into office, they bouncing check all over town. A man had 2 backhoe and get all the contract to build all the highway in the country. Well, they take on their pride. Some of them trucks that move in gravel and sand under this company now, whoever is the flavor of the day, and you see the name stick on the door, one peel it off. You will see the last government flavor of the day. All them truck for rent. I just find out all them truck renting. It renting to Sammy, to Kusal, to Calco, to SIS, anybody who in business, take my truck. All of that is business. We have a responsibility. And we, in the Progressive Empowerment Party, no matter what you say, no matter what you try to tell yourself, we have stepped up to the plate. We are here, and we ain't going nowhere. And we've been doing the job, we've been educating, empowering, liberating. We've been we've been stuck in this from the start. We've had public meetings, 16, 17 public meetings, more than 50 weekly meetings. We are now 17 months old, our first election. And if you want a better country, no matter where you are in Trinidad and Tobago, come Pigot's Corner tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Because you see the media looking, the government looking, and the oligarchs looking. Show them 10,000 people swell up in that street. Let them know that the day is over for stunting government. Deliver tomorrow. You have a jackass ex-judge, failed minister. The man accepted responsibility for Section 34. And they didn't. That man was never prosecuted. Herbert Volney is all over Facebook, blocked me and bad talking me. Herbert Volney, you know. In a real nation, he would have been investigated for some of the allegations against him when he was a judge. Much less when he was member of parliament and Ish Galbaranson guest in Tobago, where Section 34 was drafted to leave out Schedule 6 or Schedule 12, whatever it was by now, that removed white-collar crime, that all 41 parliamentarians voted aye on, that freed white-collar criminals. So while Gutierrez and the rest of them was cooling their heels in a Florida jail, our people was writing law to free the friggin' self. And that jackass want to be bad talking me. Herbert Volney, pick up one loose member of the Progressive Empowerment Party, the Selfie Queen. That is how she get all she likes. I call her the Selfie Queen. He and she joined forces for a week and she leave him too. He by himself again, the cheese that stands alone. No political party want to touch him. The country he come from don't care to ever hear from him again. They denying him. They deny him like Peter denied Christ. No, he's not from us. All keep him there. He can't go nowhere. He like the cheese that stand alone. And all of these failed forces who back talk PNM and UNC have nowhere to go. Because if you touch here with us and you realize this is real politics, when you come out of this, ask Gregory White. Ask Gregory White, Dirk McGoville and Peter George and them about PACT. Ask them about the political party that they form and the $30 million war chest they say they had. Ask them how quickly they bust. Ask them how fast. Go and ask COP why they can't put up a candidate for this election. Ask David Abdullah in the MSJ. Go and ask AOI and ILP and the rest of the alphabet soup and jack. Not one of those political organizations has stood up to represent the people in the den, in the PNM own backyard. We go on there. Come and vote for us. Come and put an orange dot on that map. And we will light up that Pigomat, that Port of Spain corporation. We will make sure those people in Belmont East get so much representation. The rest of the communities can't wait to stain their finger orange. Trinidad and Tobago, if you want a real chance at real leadership, at real government, at real representation, if you want the kind of country that you know you're supposed to have, then you have a responsibility. You have a duty. And tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock at Pigot's Corner, you have the opportunity to stand by your responsibility in this democracy. Because we will be there. We have 17 speakers right now. Come on here. What is going on in this country and how you could fix it for yourself. Pigot's Corner, 6 o'clock, tomorrow evening. Mission starts. Come and join us.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. But use it well before it's too late. If it is that who you're voting,
Fail beyond a doubt. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out.
if it is they prove it,
To be only for an out. The PNM send one little suffering girl with one little microphone to stand up on a corner and make a video and say she come to represent. The Progressive Empowerment Party sent 25 people on a walkabout with policies, plans and ideas and a mass rally to take place tomorrow to be followed by the Barataria mass rally. We're treating this as real representation of the people, as national election, not a fly-by-night local government, because you see, when you put those orange dots on the map, the entire game changes.
When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that change should come about, just as how you vote them in, vote them out.
Hello!
Register and vote them.
Fire them!
If they can see,
Fire them!
state your finger and
Vote them!
show them no mercy. Vote them out with total skull and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power to be dead reign. Let's put our country together again.
First world, together, paradise on earth, Trinidad and Tobago, one people under one flag. We could do this, we could have this. Your children, your elders, and you deserve better. We deserve a better nation.
If for 30 years you voting them in, and it's only tears as soon as they win, they give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads and giving the roads. If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can flout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out.
The people are watching a video that has been circulated with some AR-15 and high-powered rifle and handgun. But we have 6,000 police and 5,000 soldiers and more gun and ammunition than we need. And this jackass, our Minister of National Security, don't understand how to marshal our forces and secure this nation. Fire them! Fire him! Fire Dillon! Chairman of the National Security Council is Keith Rowley. Fire him! But it's not enough. Kamala is the opposition leader and she knows she left it in a mess. Fire her too. Fire all 41 of these mocking pretenders. They've made a mess of this country. And whoever owns those guns, those handfuls, that cash of guns, even if you own 30,000 guns, we will come and we will clean up this country. You cannot hold the country for ransom. End that bullshit now.
If it is the building I sought, east, west, north and south, this is how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally
Vote them out.
state your finger and
Vote them out.
rescue the country.
Fire them.
Vote them out with tempo, they happy in vain. Let's put our country together again.
Tomorrow at Pigot's Corner, you have the opportunity to come together, stand in solidarity, come and show the people of Belmont East and Barataria they have support. 10,000 of you will come in Pigot's Corner. Come and send a message to the PNM and the UNC that it's over. Let their finances know that it's done. We want our country back. We want a better Trinidad and Tobago. We want affordable food, home ownership for all, healthcare that works, education that delivers. We want real public works and public utilities, not this masquerading bullshit and theater. We are tired of roti politics, bacchanal and noise. Come out tomorrow at 6 o'clock, Pigot's Corner.
If their policy is a fallacy, their bureaucracy a catastrophe, if they cannot work and you see it so, then your only hope is for them to go. If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout, when you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. Ask them where the water,
if it is that
where the
frustration,
foreign exchange,
make you want
where
to
the
shout.
banking regulations to
When you're
protect the
voting,
people,
vote them out.
where the farm policies, food production policies,
Before the misuse of
teach
deep
out,
water,
sell out,
love
and
and
leave
legal.
out. If it's you who vote them in, vote them out.
Register and
Vote them out.
all of them,
Vote them out.
take your finger destiny.
real security,
Put them out
real
in
policies,
control.
real programs,
Nothing like
nation building, people development. Let's get that. Let's get that for ourselves. Let's get an education system that leaves none of our children behind. Prestige education for all. Let's get a healthcare system that puts everybody within 4 to 5 minutes of any emergency, 24/7, 365 days a year, complete with minor surgery suites and hospital stay. You could have all of that for a fraction of the money these sons of bitches stealing year in and year out. If you go and vote that PNM into power in Belmont, you really like shit. You look for where you get.
People must come first. Citizens by right. None of we are worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one love for each. If it is that injustice is what they always show. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is that avarice is all they seem to know. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is their politics, it's just a puppy show. When elections day come, all bandits must go. Register and vote them out. If they can see, take the finger and
Mobilize the
show
community.
them no mercy.
Bring everybody.
Vote them out, let's show
Send
them
a message.
not
We
under the
will
state.
not be taking this
Let's
anymore.
put our
It is time to
country
rescue this country.
together again.
It is time to
Put them up
rescue
some
Trinidad and
power.
Tobago. Terminate the rain.
Let's put our country together again.
1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. It is time to bring that conversation to a close. It is time that the resources of Trinidad and Tobago was put to work, put to use, giving all of our people hope and opportunity, the opportunity to maximize their fullest potential. We could have built a university system in this country built on the services and the careers that the country needed. We could have worked together with international partners and created real and sustainable jobs and careers in this country in information technology and information systems. The entire world gone digital, and we still fighting trying to defend the direct TV right to control what you get to see. It's a mad. This is not a real nation. It is a mad place. If you continue to allow these mocking pretenders to dominate and control what you get and how you live, you will live in squalor. You will get nothing, and they're driving large and living Goodwood Park and Fairways. It is time. It is way past time. It is far beyond time to undo and redo the madness that has taken place in this country. If you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, now is the time to stand up. If you could find a better champion than me, line up behind that person and put them in office. But I want to tell you something. If it look and it sound like a duck, make sure you know what a duck is. The PNM and the UNC is cancer and a heart attack. Two sides of a corrupt and racist coin. We do not need any more in Trinidad and Tobago. You have a real and viable political alternative. Real leadership, vision-centered leadership, people-driven leadership. We are focused on making sure all of our people benefit. One people under one flag. Yellow, black, white, green, and every shade in between. It is time to stand up and stand together. One people under one flag. You have a message to send. You have a responsibility to your country. You have a responsibility to your children and to your elders and to history. You have a responsibility to those who have struggled and lost their lives in this mad country. You have a responsibility to fix it. We can do this together. Come out in your numbers at Pigot's Corner tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I don't care what you have planned, unless it is surgery, cancel it. This is more important. If your house was on fire, you wasn't packing groceries, you was dealing with the fire. Trinidad is on fire. Trinidad is in trouble. We're in deep, dark and murky waters. These people doing what they want. Cabinet shut down the Port Authority so Cabinet could thief all the money buying boats. It is insane. We are allowing this to happen. The people to fix it is we. The time is now. The place, Pigot's Corner, 6 p.m. tomorrow. Until I see you there, because I'm looking out to see all of you there. And until I see you there, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.